Welcome to the Straight to Jail podcast, written and produced by Brian Herring. Chapter 16. The Plan. The safe house was quieter than usual when Johnny and Tony returned. Kyle was sprawled across the bed in the same position as when they'd left him, a half-empty bag of chips on his chest and crumbs sprinkled like confetti across his shirt. A thin haze of cigarette smoke clung to the room, mixing with the smell of stale junk food and the motel's lingering mildew. An overflowing ashtray sat on the nightstand, surrounded by empty beer bottles and a few pill packets Kyle had clearly tossed aside. Tony immediately scrunched up his nose.
Jesus Christ, Kyle,
Tony said, waving a hand in front of his face.
You smell like a dorm room dumpster that caught fire.
Kyle didn't move, except to grab a chip and lazily toss it into his mouth.
Welcome back, ladies. Did you two assholes get what you needed? Or were you too busy whispering sweet nothings to this guy over pancakes?
Johnny tossed his jacket onto the table and tossed a bag of tacos next to Kyle.
Yeah, we got what we needed. Now get your ass up. He returned my email about some stuff we need to review.
Kyle groaned but sat up, brushing the crumbs off his chest.
You know, you two really don't appreciate the art of relaxation. It's a critical skill for stress management.
It looks like the only thing you're managing is turning this room into a goddamn landfill.
Johnny shot back. He plugged the cord into the laptop and the screen flickered to life. Tony leaned against the wall, hands shoved into his pockets as Johnny pulled up the blueprints. The layout of Ramirez's penthouse filled the screen. A sprawling, luxurious maze perched on the top floor of a high-rise. Layers of security were obvious even at a glance. Guard patrols, cameras covering every entrance, and what looked like a reinforced panic room right in the middle of the suite.
Damn.
Kyle muttered, rubbing his chin as he peered over Johnny's shoulder.
He really is living like a Bond villain. All that's missing is a shark tank.
Without luck, there just might be a shark tank.
Tony quipped, although his tone was serious.
Eddie wasn't kidding. This place is a fortress. Getting in's one thing, but getting out alive is a whole nother story.
Johnny zoomed in on the building's side view.
Shh. There's a service elevator that connects to the underground garage. That's our first entry point. He notes that it's rarely used, but it's still guarded. We take out the guards there quietly, right up to the penthouse, and move quick.
Kyle leaned back in his chair.
And what's the plan when we get up there? Knock on the door and ask Ramirez to kindly spill his secrets over tea?
We grab him.
Johnny said flatly, his tone leaving no room for debate.
He's the key to the whole operation. We take him alive, we get answers.
Tony tilted his head.
you sure that's the move? A guy like Ramirez don't fold easy. Are you taking into reason any oversights? I hope you're thinking about all of the angles here. That man's harder than concrete. Even if we roll up on him, what makes you think he's gonna spill a damn word?
Johnny turned to face him, his expression cold and unyielding.
I can make him talk.
A heavy silence settled over the room. Kyle, who had been cracking jokes just moments before, finally shrugged.
Fine. But if this goes south, I'm calling dibs on Tony's mom.
Hey, screw you, man.
Tony shot back.
You wouldn't even know what to do with her.
You think? How would you know?
Johnny ignored them and pointed to the screen.
Here's the timeline. Ramirez's men switch patrols every 2 hours. We hit the garage at 3 a.m. when they're at their most distracted. Tony, you're on the lookout in the garage while Kyle and I handle the elevator guards. Once we're in, we stay low, stay quiet, and move fast.
Kyle raised a hand like a kid in class, ashes raining down on John's shoulder from his cigarette.
And what about the cameras? I'm all for breaking necks, but I don't want my ugly mug showing up on tomorrow's news.
I'm gonna lift the feed.
Johnny replied.
Eddie was their IT guy. He included the security network schematics on the drive, IP addresses and all. I'll take care of the cameras. No one's gonna see us coming.
Tony nodded slowly, his usual grin replaced by a look of resolve.
Aight sounds tight, but Johnny, one last thing. What's the exit plan here? We're gonna have the entire building after us once the shit hits the fan.
Johnny hesitated for half a second before answering.
Improvisation, I guess. You can't exactly plan how a conversation is going to go. It's the same with life.
Tony groaned.
Man, I hate the way you just said that. Like we're in some damn soap opera or something.
Kyle laughed dryly.
Yeah, well, I think improvise is just Johnny's polite way of saying we might get fucked.
We're not going to get fucked if you follow my lead. Trust me.
Johnny said firmly, snapping the laptop shut.
We've got one shot at this. If we pull it off, Ramirez falls, and we take his whole empire with him. If we don't...
We die horrible deaths in a fiery blaze of gunfire and regret.
Kyle finished with a grin.
Sounds fun. Let's do it. Do you got this Eddie guy on speed dial just in case we need tech support?
Johnny stood, sliding his gun into its holster and picking up his jacket.
Go ahead and get some rest. We leave at 2:30 a.m. This is going to be the longest night of our lives.
The clock on the wall ticked loudly as the hours crept by. Johnny sat by the window staring out into the darkness, his mind a whirl of possibilities. He'd pulled off some insane jobs before, but this was different. Ramirez wasn't just another thug, he was the kingpin of a network that ran deeper than Johnny could see. And if Ramirez figured out who was coming for him, they wouldn't make it out alive. Across the room, Kyle snored softly on the bed, his sunglasses still inexplicably on his face. Tony, stretched out in the chair, was cleaning his pistol with a quiet focus that matched Johnny's tension.
You really think we're gonna pull this off?
Tony asked suddenly, breaking the silence. Johnny didn't look away from the window.
Do we have a choice at this point? We're already too deep. There's no turning back now.
To this statement, Tony laughed softly a bit.
You know, for a guy who acts like he's always got the answers, you sure like to roll the dice. You ever think maybe we're in over our heads?
Johnny turned, his eyes hard.
We are. But if we don't do this, no one else will. Ramirez keeps running things. The whole city rots from the inside out. We're gonna die either way. And I'm not gonna let that happen.
Tony nodded, his grin faint but genuine.
All right then, ride or die, brother. I'm with you every step of the way.
Johnny nodded back, finally turning away from the window.
Get ready, Tony. Tomorrow we burn Ramirez to the ground.